Joining us now live from Azerbaijan is Nigar Arpadarai A, Member of Parliament of Azerbaijan. Thank you very much, Ms. Arpadarai A, for joining us on this news hour now. Another heinous crime committed by Armenia. What do you think Armenia is trying to do by attacking innocent Azerbaijani civilians? What do you think is Armenia's end game?
Well, thank you for having me. Of course, the biggest thing at the moment is the missile attack on barədə that you've seen and the devastating human loss that it brought. Death toll reached 21 people for now, more than 70 wounded, and all civilians. Barədə is located 50 kilometers away from the front line. City center was targeted on purpose. Armenians done that deliberately. They hit the most populated, the most crowded residential areas, and I will tell you why. Because yesterday, Prime Minister Pashinyan made a TV address to his nation in which he clearly stated that, I quote, "We will inflict a devastating blow on Azerbaijan." I dare say that this is the blow that Mr. Pashinyan promised, because Armenia's political regime and occupying army of Armenia are incapable of sustaining military occupation and standing against Azerbaijani army. So they choose to target civilians systematically. This is their strategy, actually, and this is the strategy that they confessed. Their senior advisor to Prime Minister Pashinyan has clearly stated to Russian TV channel in his interview that their strategy is to hit civilian areas to create panic among population. So this is not a one-type thing. This is the strategy they're doing. Tərtər, Bərdə, Mingəçevir, Goranboy, all these cities, many cities of Azerbaijan wake up to shelling by Armenia daily. I will even show you. So this is the map. If you see, I don't know if you see it. So you see it. So this is the front line and the area, the war zone, but they target all the other areas. I don't know if you managed to see, but what I'm trying to say is that this is the strategy they are trying to do. So we are talking about an occupying army that does two things. It targets residential areas to inflict maximum casualties to Azerbaijan, and in parallel, it uses the population of the occupying territories as a human shield against Azerbaijani army, which is confirmed by the martial law, which was signed by the leader of the occupying forces, Harutyunyan. He openly stated that in his social media pages. So we are talking about policy. Armenia, if you ask me, my honest opinion is that Armenia is behaving as a rogue state with a rogue army. Any government, any army, even during the military operations, should think in terms of consequences. They do things without thinking of consequences. From the very beginning, their main goal was to create chaos, to involve third parties to the party.
Certainly, yeah. Armenia is not as strong as Azerbaijan in terms of economy, in terms of defense, but it seems Armenia is reinforcing its attacks against Azerbaijan on a daily basis. Another day, another war crime committed by Armenia. What do you think is fueling Armenia to commit such crimes? And when I say fuel, I mean who is backing Armenia?
Well, my impression is that Prime Minister Pashinyan feels that his political power is threatened. So by shelling civilians of Azerbaijan, he's trying to report back home that they are killing lots of enemies, which is a war crime, obviously. And this is basically how Armenia's political system was operating for the last 3 decades. Xenophobia, ethnic supremacy, expansionism. This is their ideology. And I'll even give you the examples. 3 of their leaders, Kocheryan, Sarkisyan, and Pashinyan, I quote, Kocheryan saying that Armenians and Azerbaijanis are genetically incompatible. Sarkisyan saying that before Khojaly, Azerbaijanis thought that we were joking with them. We proved them being wrong. And Nikol Pashinyan saying that now we are cutting their posts off one by one. So this is what they think. They never wanted peace. This is what they want.
Absolutely. Now, as a member of the Azerbaijani Parliament, what would be your message to the international community? Because what surprises me is the fact that Armenia continues to commit war crimes against Azerbaijani civilians. Armenia continues to use illegal weapons to kill Azerbaijani children. And the international community appears to be silent. I mean, if this were happening, if it were happening in some other Western country, I'm sure major superpowers would be imposing sanctions. But right now, what we are hearing is ultimate silence. Why is that?
Well, I think that my message is that the rule of law is the most important thing we have in our modern society. And if nations do not respect the rule of law, if nations do not respect international law, so what will happen to the law? I think that international community should not be blind to what is happening. These are the war crimes that is happening. So they have to force Armenia to start respecting international law. I would like to remind you that there are 4 UN Security Council resolutions and dozens of other documents confirming the fact of occupation of Azerbaijani land and demanding unconditional withdrawal of Armenian troops from Azerbaijani territories. So this is what international community should be worried about. International community should be worried about war crimes and total disrespect of international law.
All right, Ms. Nigar Arpadarai A, thank you very much for talking to us on A News NewsHour.
Thank you.